Hello everyone. If you're watching this video, then you must be looking at getting Star Citizen, but you can't seem to decide if it's worth the price or not. So what my goal is today is to help you decide whether you want to support this developing futuristic space MMO. My name is Puffin King, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let me start with a quick rundown of the game. In Star Citizen, you take the place of a human in the year 2950. The years in game progress in correlation with years IRL. Star Citizen has a vast, ever-expanding universe, and it's up to you as to what you want to do in it. You can buy an exploration ship and explore the surfaces of dozens of planets. You can buy a large gunship bristling with turrets and hunt down space pirates. You can buy an enormous cargo freighter and haul materials from station to station to earn a large profit. The possibilities are essentially endless, which brings me to one of the major things that sets Star Citizen apart from other MMOs. There is no in-game leveling system that restricts you from going to certain areas, or fighting certain enemies, or obtaining certain gear. If you want to take on a destroyer in your starter ship, you are more than welcome to do so. Oh look, I just spawned in. I can buy a rocket launcher with the starter money. Go right ahead. Because of the lack of a leveling system, it also creates a larger need for skill. If you ever played another MMO, the only way to get powerful is to grind and level up, to the point where you could be terrible at the game, but have played for 5 years, and be one of the most powerful people. Star Citizen creates an environment where you can't just spend $500 and become immediately successful. Sure, it'll get you a pretty sweet ship, but do you know how to handle it? Do you know how to fight with it? Do you even have enough crew for it? You hear a lot that this game is too much of a pay-to-win game, but I'd argue strongly against that. As I repeat again, this MMO isn't based on how long you play or how much money you spend. It's based on you, and if you're a flying multi-crew, your fellow crew members' skill. Now that you're familiar with the basics of the game, time to get down to the main question. Is Star Citizen worth it as of right now? In case you don't already know, Star Citizen is in its alpha phase. They just dropped a new update, 3.9, which released a bunch of new features, such as a new landing zone, prisons, a new ship, and my personal favorite, the ability to eat and drink. Now, although most of the backers at the moment don't mind, the fact that Star Citizen is in alpha is a main turnaround for many players. Not only is it extremely buggy at times, but we don't have fully guaranteed persistence yet. We used to have no persistence at all, but as of 3.9, we get some more long-term persistence. It used to be where we had a couple months to play before all of our progress was wiped in between patches. When 3.9 rolled around, the official patch notes stated that we were finally getting persistence. All of our progress from 3.8 was carried over to 3.9, and it will continue to do so from here on out. Now, it is still an alpha, so the developers may need to wipe certain things every once in a while if they encounter a bug, but they shouldn't have to wipe everything like they did before. While this is most definitely a step up from previously, there is still not 100% certainty that your progress will save indefinitely. Most of the people playing Star Citizen as of right now are people who are interested in the concept of the game, but don't mind the fact that it's not nearly complete. So if you get this game, then you should be alright with this too. Another major thing to consider is your computer. You know those minimum spec requirements posted on the website? Those mean nothing. This game is about as optimized as Ark Survival, but that's expected of an alpha game. This game has some of the most stunning graphics I've ever seen, so it's naturally going to need a pretty good computer. Now, the recommended minimum is a quad-core CPU, 4GB of VRAM, 16GB of RAM, and an SSD. Before I continue, keep in mind the following is based upon my experience, and it may not be the same for you guys. My friend's computer meets those minimum requirements, with 16GB of RAM, an i7, and 4GB 1060, so I told him to go ahead and buy it. He can't run it at anything higher than 10 FPS, so here, I'm going to post my revised minimum spec requirements to play this game at a comfortable frame rate with decent graphics settings. You're probably fine with the quad-core processor if it's an i7, but if you're using a Ryzen 5 or an i5, then you would have to compensate in other sections. They are accurate about the 16GB of RAM, but I have found the gameplay is noticeably smoother when you upgrade to 32GB of RAM, which is totally worth it if you ask me. Make sure this is DDR4 RAM, and it is at least 3000 MHz for best results. A 4GB GPU will not run this. I've tried it on my second computer and it doesn't work, so I say go for 6GB in a card like a 1660 Ti. Although it isn't required, I more than suggest loading this onto some sort of SSD, as it will highly increase the speed of the game. All this easily makes a $1,000 computer, so unless you have a pretty decent build, I'm afraid you won't be able to run Star Citizen. Now, I need to cover a very important topic that gets a lot of controversy, and that's how much money you need to invest into Star Citizen to enjoy the game right now. While many people think they need to pay lots of money, I say you only need to buy the basic starter package. Unlike lots of games, Star Citizen's player base is made up of mostly, and I emphasize mostly, people who act mature and are very eager to help you. I often find myself in scenarios where people let me fly their big, expensive ships, because right now, there's no penalty. If your ship is destroyed, you can reclaim your ship, and you'll have it back in a matter of minutes. The abundant supply of mature people is probably due to the fact that not many toxic 12-year-olds own supercomputers, so there aren't going to be many that are playing Star Citizen. Because of this, most of the time people would be more than happy to let you fly a ship, or have you act as a crew member. But this is bound to change in the future, as the game becomes more optimized to run more efficiently, and younger audiences are capable of playing the game. But even without people lending you their ships, your starter one should be just fine. Both ships are capable of earning enough money to get by. Since 3.7, the ship rental feature has been added, so you can enjoy the luxury of more expensive ships without breaking the bank. The Cutlass Black, one of the most versatile workhorses that can support a crew of up to 3 people, costs $27,000 per day to rent. If you work efficiently, you can earn that much in maybe 2 hours of grinding with one of the starter ships. Once you rent the ship, you can earn the same amount in maybe half the amount of time. All you have to do is earn more than you spend on the ship, and it's virtually yours to keep. Next topic, ease of play. Star Citizen has got to be the biggest, most complicated, and most detailed game I have ever had the joy of experiencing. So the question is it easy to learn how to play? Now I'm going to be straight up with you, it's pretty hard to learn, but it might have been that way because I don't know anything about what I do right now. First of all, I was very adamant about finding everything out by myself, so I refused to ask the chat about anything at first. While Star Citizen does have a few helpful videos posted on their website, there are no in-game tutorials, so aside from basic flight maneuvers, dogfighting, and FPS mechanics, you're pretty much left to figure everything out on your own. And now, our next and final topic, detail. You've heard me recall previously that this game is insanely detailed, and I'm not exaggerating at all. CIG has developed the game in a way that there is always more to add, so the current outcome of the game after 9 years is pretty astounding. Everything you can think of has been considered. There are over 80 flight-ready ships, each with incredibly detailed interiors and unique capabilities. There's a large arsenal of weapons, attachments, and ammo to choose from. There's a wide variety of armor and clothing to try out. There's intricate law systems, which are upheld by both NPCs and player bounty hunters. There are countless ways of earning money, so any person can become interested in Star Citizen. What makes this game so interesting to play is to see what kind of detail the longest developed game in the world can have. So, overall, is Star Citizen worth backing? If you ask me, I say it is definitely worth investing in. I have found that I can easily spend hours upon hours in this game, and if you hop on with a couple friends, you could spend endless amounts of time having a whole bunch of fun with adventures. The graphics, detail, everything about this game is astonishing. Of course, you will often get decreased frame rates, bugs pop up everywhere, and good luck playing without an Ethernet connection. But if you don't mind these things, and want to check out an amazing work of art, then I suggest getting this game. Or if you're unsure, there's one way that you could decide. Every now and then, Star Citizen holds free fly events. These usually last for a weekend or so, and allows you to check out the world of Star Citizen for free. If you are indecisive, free fly events are easily the best way to make up your mind. Well everyone, I thank you for watching my video. If you enjoy my content and wish to see more, I encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe to me. It'll help support me and my future videos. I'll see all of you next time in the verse.